So we've got a timeout here for an injured player on the field. But in the meantime, we definitely want to thank A.D. Robinson for hooking us up here tonight. I've got my main man, Jupe, who's operating the camera. Not sure if he can hear me. We're doing something different here. Yeah, but Jupe, we've got a injured player here, and a hush is falling over the crowd. Everything looks pretty serious, but this has been an otherwise great night. Opening up here at Mike Hickman Stadium, brand new facility, brand new press box. And Jupe, it's been a back and forth game. We've seen some pretty good schemes here by Florida High to try to contain Gadsden County thus far. And, for the most part, I would say the Seminoles have been playing pretty well, but they were in striking distance and couldn't punch it in early in the first quarter.
Yeah, of course, a couple field goal attempts that they've been held to so far here tonight. But, yeah, the offensive side of the ball I've been really impressed with as far as creating some running gains here for Tegan Hackett. He's got that big 65-yard run on that opening drive, and then he gouged him again here recently. He's really been off and running. I've been impressed with the way that Florida High offensive line has been going against that kind of highly vaunted defensive line for the Gadsden County Jaguars.
So, yeah, this is one of those moments where it's just kind of hold your breath for a little bit and hope that the young man who's down on the field is okay.
Yeah, so the EMS has come out. They brought out the stretcher, and it's like you were saying, Mark, pretty serious situation here on the field. There's a group of about 20 people surrounding him with various personnel.
So it looks like he's showing some signs of being okay, holding up a hand, and that's exactly what you want to see. Just want to know that the kid's okay, and that's one of those tough situations you really don't know to get the young man stabilized. Just never really know.
And Mark, it looks like it's number 25, Antonio Macho Vasquez.
Yeah, such a huge part of that Gadsden County team.
You can see the whole team, and that's one thing you love about team sports, Mark, is you have a situation super tough, but you see the care, the emotion, the brotherhood come over. The entire Gadsden County team rolls over to Macho's, as they call him, Macho here on the stretcher as he gets wheeled down the track, and love to see it here for some tough times. And like you said, a hush came over the field, but it was good to see some positive energy, and at least he's moving arms and legs and limbs, because anytime you see somebody go down and take that long, you think the worst. You hate to do it, but you think the worst. So at least he's moving his limbs. But
and it's when you're a player, it's one of the hardest things to do is to try to go back and continue to play at a high level. Nobody wants to get hurt, but that's one of those things where you just have to think about safety first in these kind of situations. And, for the most part, looks like we're going to be back in action here as we are 9 minutes into the second quarter here.
Okay, let's resume play. The ball is at the Seminole 34-yard line. Number 3, Jaden Dress on the carry. Second down and 6.
As we resume action, nice run bouncing out to the outside for the Seminoles as we get back on track here.
And in Jaguar territory, the Jaguar 44-yard line. First and 10. First and 5.
So it's going to be 1st and 5 for Florida High. Ball resting on the Gadsden County 40-yard line. Swing pass goes wide, and that will be incomplete.
Intended for number 4, Dave Miley. Third down.
And that will bring up 3rd down.
Ball is at the 40-yard line of the Jaguars.
Nice little run to the outside, but it doesn't look close to the first down.
Out of bounds at the near sideline. That was number 2, Keegan Hackett on that carry. Picked up about a yard. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5.
That's going to bring up what is now 3rd down and 5. So the Seminoles really looking coming in this game with a lot of momentum. And that's going to be a handoff up the middle, and number 2 is going to be met hard and fast by that Gadsden County defense.
He's taken down at the 36-yard line.
That's Tegan Hackett on the carry.
4th down and 3.
And that's going to bring up 4th down and 3. Swing pass is going to be short.
Pass is intended.
That's going to bring up 4th down.
For James Rush, it's incomplete. It's going to be a 1st down for the Jaguars. Ball's going to be spotted at the Jaguar 37.
And that's going to put the ball squarely on the 37-yard line. It's Florida High looking for any kind of momentum here. And we're going to see what the Seminoles are going to do. And that will be that's a turnover on downs. And so the Jaguars offense comes on to the field. So a little run to the outside, and I can't tell who that is, but he's going to be dropped for a gain of about half a yard.
WCTV reporter, your vehicle was blocking the ambulance entrance. The WCTV reporter Please move your vehicle. You're blocking the ambulance entrance.
And that's just wrong. They're calling out Allison Posey. I feel like Allison should have her own parking. And that's a beautiful pass over the middle, and it's caught.
Pass is complete to Jeremiah Jones Thomas.
Jones Thomas picks up a huge completion, and that's going to move the chains for the Jaguars in a big way, as they are now out
first and 10.
to the Florida High 39-yard line.
He had second and third big reception there by Thomas, or Jones Thomas, smart, in congested areas. He's been coming up big, solid hands here for Gadsden.
And there's another big run, but it looks like there's going to be a flag coming in late on the play. And we'll see exactly how the officials address the laundry on the field.
Because, I mean, this could be big. If it's some kind of holding, then obviously it's going to take away a lot of that big run. But on the other side, if that's like a attempted face mask, that's going to be half the distance, and they're going to get real close.
Half the distance to the goal. Ball's going to be spotted deep in Florida High territory near the 4 or 5 yard line.
And so that's going to go against the Seminoles.
Goal for the Jaguars.
And the Jaguars will be the beneficiary of first and goal down on the Seminole 4-yard line. Jags lining up. Quick handoff to Battles in the backfield, but he is hit and dropped for a loss. And that is a huge defensive play for Florida High.
Nice tackle by a group of Seminole tacklers on the ball carrier, number 3, Kamari and Battles. We bring up a second down and goal. Ball is spotted near the 7-yard line of the Seminoles.
And there's another shifty move by the running back, but he's not going to get anywhere. 4 minutes, 38 seconds left in the first half.
Goal. Ball is at the 6-yard line.
Ball resting on now the Seminole 6-yard line. And the Florida High defense looking to come up with a big stop here. Quarterback drops back looking for the fade in the end zone, and he and the receiver were not on the same page.
Pass is incomplete.
And that's going to fall incomplete.
Goal.
So field goal kick is going to be up, and it looks like it's going to swing way left, and it is no good. Seminole defense comes away with a huge stop. And Jupe, how about that Seminole defense?
Yeah, able to hold up Mark. Of course, 3 big possessions, or 3 big plays down there in the red zone, deep inside the 5, able to stand, and they get bailed out with a little missed field goal. So both teams missing each way, and we'll keep it at a 4-point game.
Yeah. So with 4 minutes left to go, Florida High still looking good defensively as they take over on downs. That's going to be a handoff to the running back, and he's going to eke forward for about a couple of yards.
Big thrust on a nice carry. Taking about 4 yards. Second down and 6.
There's going to be another run. So Florida High really just trying to grind their way out here against this Gadsden County defense, which is known for wearing teams down. So this is really going to be a test of the trenches here as we get closer to the half.
26-yard line of the
3 minutes remaining. And we see, I'm seeing hands on hips on both sides, Juke, as both guys for either side, especially on the offensive, defensive fronts, have been battling it out.
Absolutely. They don't call it the trenches for no reason, Mark. And they're relentless every single play. So that's a standpoint of so far Florida hanging tough with them. One of the strengths, probably the strongest strength here for Gadsden County. So if they can get into the break here, get a good rest, and that'll be the important factor kind of down the stretch, see where we are. But I think they've played fantastic so far here tonight. Like we said earlier about the running game being explosive out here. Tegan Hackett, of course, being the beneficiary of that, the junior, but then you also think about the senior who's had some running opportunities as well, threats, and the 1-2 punch here for Florida High has been working. A couple opportunities, but both teams, I think, kind of showing their pedigree here, Mark. It's tough defense out here. It's not easy to go down, get conversions, get points, or even fourth down conversions, right? We've seen both teams come up short on fourth down. We've seen both teams miss field goals. We've seen both teams drop deep into the red zone, and both teams playing well on defense. What do you want?
Yeah, and I've seen there's quite a bit of just exchange of big pickups of yardage here. So the Seminoles have the offensive firepower to steal a couple of yards. And let's see if they can remain in rhythm here. Another handoff, and running back's going to be hit and drop for a loss. And this Gadsden County defense is stepping up strong.
Into punt for the Seminoles. Number 16, Paul Alba.
So Florida High is going to punt it, and that is ill-advised as the rugby-style punt literally almost put Florida High into a little bit of danger there as the punter almost didn't get it off.
Yeah, that
so
was
I think
wild.
that was like maybe a 19-yard punt.
Yeah, that was wild, Mark. So we know Alba's got a leg. He's averaging about 46 yards a punt so far in this season. So he kind of goes out as a rugby style. It makes me think it was almost kind of like you think about it like a zone read. You send him out wide. If it's not there, do the rugby style. If it is there, he might keep on running. But he got caught in kind of this in-between limbo zone. Gadsden gets a hand on it. And then on the return, they get a hand on it. So it turns into a live football, a little scramble. It's a pretty wild situation.
So disaster avoided for the Seminoles, but that will put the Jaguars with excellent field position with the ball resting squarely on the Seminoles' 36-yard lines, and that's where the Jags will go to work. Man in motion, quarterback in the shotgun, going to roll out, looking for a man to the outside. Pass is complete, and Seminole linebackers there right away, but not before Gadsden County picks up looks to be a 7-yard gain.
Should be a second down. That was a pickup of about 6. Second down and 4.
And Jones Thomas was there on the reception. Pass was completed by quarterback. Going to hand it off again. It looks like we got I'm not sure, but I think that was a flag over there. I think I saw some laundry over there on the other side.
Number 17, Miles Dorsey. Third down.
Yeah, it looked like there was
So third down coming up here. A crucial one for the Jags.
Okay, so it was a flag, Mark. You caught it.
Yeah.
Hawk vision there, Mr. Adams.
I can see the yellow from a mile away. And so that will march the Jaguars back. Couldn't see what the call was, but
false start.
False start.
Illegal motion.
Backs it up to the Florida High 36. Second down and 9.
So both teams still with all of their timeouts as we are now down to 1:27 left in the first half. Quick handoff to the running back. Battles is looking for some room, shakes the guy, and creates some space, and he's off to the what looks to be about a 22-yard pickup. Marion Battles is one of those guys where if you get a hand on him, you got to bring him down. He is quick and shifty and a huge part of this Gadsden County offense.
Yeah, he's dangerous. They call him the chef, Mark, and he was cooking right there. Stretch it out, put the foot in the ground, get upfield.
So we've got false start against Gadsden County, and this is one of those where, if you're Florida High, you definitely want to take advantage of the miscues.
Yeah, it's 2 pre-snap penalties within the last, 3 or 4 attempted snaps here. So as you get down under a minute to go, you saw a missed field goal from a little closer than here. So, yeah, if you can stand up and make sure they don't get about 10 yards, obviously you don't want to give up the first down, but if you get older than 10 yards or less, I think you feel good about it, the potential field goal attempt here if you're on the Seminole side.
Yeah, there's still some time left on the clock, but if you're Florida High, you definitely want to come up with a big stop here and take your team into the locker room. Seminoles are playing absolutely stellar against a very formidable Jaguars offense.
And I love these situations, Mark, because especially on first down, sometimes the play callers get creative on the offensive side. So you wonder if Coach Harley's going to bring the heat on the defense, see if he comes after Daugherty here.
Quarterback dropping back, trying to create some room. He busts into his own man and avoiding the sack, but that might be intentional grounding, and there it is.
Seminole sideline definitely helped out with that one.
No white jerseys over there where the ball came out, and got to give credit where credit is due to the Seminole defensive front. They created a lot of pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you look at it over on the left side, Nicholas Rose, the senior outside linebacker, and then you got the big Vanderbilt commit, Josiah Broxton, coming right down Main Street. But you got some of those big boys in the middle as well. Maurice Adams, Jr., the 6'2 senior, getting after it here.
So we do have intentional grounding is the call.
Ball's going to be
and for as explosive as Gadsden County is, this is one of their really one of the chinks in the armor. They have struggled with penalties this year on offense, and the Seminoles are trying to take advantage, as this is going to be a second down in forever. Ball on the Seminoles 37-yard line. Swing pass to Marion Battles. He's got room on the edge, shakes the tackle, and it looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Running back is stepped out of bounds. Ball's going to be placed at the 36-yard line of the Seminoles. 26-yard line of the Seminoles. Third down and long. Third and long.
And so that's going to bring up third down in about 20. And Seminole defense still standing tall here with 40 seconds left in the first half. Quarterback takes the snap, drops back. Jackson's looking for somebody on the edge, can't find anyone, trying to scramble. He's going to be hit. And the Seminole defense comes up again with the pressure.
Fourth down and long.
And that will bring up fourth down and 20 for Gadsden County.
Yeah, I do not think the 45-yard field goal is in the cards here for Gadsden. Looks like they're keeping the offense on the field, Mark. Got to get down inside the 10. It's going to be a
long timeout, Jaguars.
So Coach Ellington calls a timeout, and he's going to talk it over. And Coach Harley, defensive coordinator for the Noles, is definitely proud of the way his guys are playing so far. Seminoles have been really, really stellar, holding this explosive Gadsden County offense to just 7 points here in 2 quarters of play so far.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been really efficient. And you want your big-time ballers to step up in big-time moments. I think Broxton is having an absolutely fantastic first staff. Of course, headed for Vanderbilt. He's got all kinds of offers, but right in the here and now, of course, the Florida Hyman is taking care of business, Mark. Number 9 all over the field, every phase of the football. And he was the one giving chase and laying down the hit on Doherty over on that far side.
And Broxton has been having a really incredible year defensively. Made our Players of the Week list in week number 2. You may not hear the war chant at Doak Campbell, but you'll definitely hear it here at Mike Hickman Stadium. Jackson dropping back, looking for a man on the edge, and that's going to be nearly picked off at the goal line. And the Seminole defense comes up big again, taking over on downs with just under 30 seconds left to play. And Jupe, it looks like, quarterback and receiver weren't on the same page again. And, I think he had a little bit more opportunity there on the opposite side of the field, but when he rolled out to his right, that really left him with one receiver.
Yeah, absolutely. He had 2 receivers over there. It looks like he just kind of split the difference, Mark, and fell in between them awkwardly. A.J. Dickey was there with the pass breakup. Probably better that he didn't catch it. They'll get a couple extra yards of the field position with the turnover on downs.
So Florida High is going to hand it off, and running back is tripped up after a 2-yard gain, and that will put the ball
A little hurry up coming.
33-yard line. Another quick handoff. And running back's going to fight his way out to the 36-yard line. 10 seconds left in the half.
Timeout Seminoles there, Mark. I think, is that the first one in the half?
I think so. I
No,
really do think so.
Gadsden Burden one of theirs early on defense, but I believe that's the first one off the board here for Florida High, if I'm not mistaken.
So, looking at the way Florida High's defense has played in the first half, this is kind of what you want offensively, because if you know your defense is getting the job done, this allows you to kind of be a little bit more creative and see if you can find some chinks in the armor here. Gadsden County coming off that huge win against Lincoln last week. And, really for the Seminoles, this has kind of been very methodical. They've gone about their business this season, righting the ship after a couple of early losses. And they've just quietly gone and picked up 4 quick wins. And don't sleep on the opponents that they played. They have played 2 former state champions.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. 4 quick wins. They've been pretty huge.
So with 10.2 seconds left until the half, Jaguars are going to line up in prevent defense. And it looks like Florida High is going to keep it on the ground here, kind of run out the clock and see what they can get. And that's going to be enough for a first down, but that will stop the clock with just 2 seconds left just before the half. And that will do it for the first half. And Juke here at halftime, Seminoles really looking good defensively.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Mark. I think they've done a great job at the point of attack. They give pressure. After the first couple of drives, it looks like they're settling in, starting to get really confident. They're getting pressure on Doherty basically every time he drops back. Then on the flip side, done really well kind of attacking the point of drive, the kind of leverage point on that offensive line. I thought they looked absolutely really well here for this first half. And this is one of the best performances that we've seen a half of football be played against Gadsden County here so far this season. Mark holding them to just 7 points. Obviously, Florida High, a couple missed opportunities, but you're right where you want to be. One-score game at home against a big-time opponent, district opponent here. Massive game against not only one of the best teams in the area, but one of the best teams in the state. So currently with the rankings, they're 16th overall. But I think realistically, if you put a human poll out, they should be a top 10 ball club, I think, kind of statewide.
Yeah, with the way everything is set up right now, this is kind of where you kind of can't pay attention so much to what has happened in the first kind of 2 or 3 weeks of the season. You're really in the heart of it now, and as opposed to what we're going to see in that latter half of the season, where this is going to be a mad scramble for teams trying to get as many points scored and trying to eke up in those rankings, because it's going to be a mad dash to the finish. But this is what you want, especially in district play, because again, winning these district games just puts you in the driver's seat where you don't have to sweat as hard going into the latter part of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you talk about a 3-team district like what we have here, Mark, with Florida High, Gadsden, and of course Taylor is the third piece of the pie here. They're playing out of district because obviously you have to switch off here. So that's the thing. You could have a rough start. You could get it going. You just need 2 wins.
Yeah.
So we see teams, it doesn't really happen often, but in a tough district. And I would argue, Mark, that kind of top to bottom, this is the biggest, baddest district in the state of Florida. There's no weak spots. You look at the combined records of all these squads, Mark, is 15-3. And, of course, you talked about the teams that you know are solid at Florida High, what they've done, like you said, taking down Hawthorne, Gadsden, like you said, taking down McCallie, giving Venice all they can handle in that kind of preseason game, taking down Lincoln. I mean, these are 2 of the biggest, baddest teams here, not only in the Big Bend, but North Florida, making a really exciting district. And I think we're getting a beautiful showcase of exactly what our area has to offer here in the football scene. You got a great 7-3 scoreline right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's just the nature of what happens, when you get to, and I can't believe that we're already in week number 8, but right. Man, this season has flown by and we're already in mid-October. This is right where you want to be, especially for both teams, I think.
Right.
Looking at the remainder of Florida High's schedule, though, it doesn't get any easier, as the Seminoles still have, if I'm not mistaken, I think they still have Suwannee on the schedule. I think they still have Taylor County on the schedule. And I have to double check a couple of games, but it's still a tall order.
Yeah, they both have to play Taylor County, obviously, with the district. But yeah, it's not going to get much easier. But that's the kind of blessing and the curse, right? So you schedule hard, you put your team through it. And so as part of the playoff points is they want to incentivize you playing good teams. And so your strength of schedule, when that kind of component gets into it, kind of rolls on down the line a little bit.
So we're going to take a quick break for a second, as we are now at the half here at Mike Hickman Stadium. Your score, Gadsden County 7, Florida High Seminoles trailing 7-3. Okay, and we are now underway for the second half. Florida High trailing Gadsden County, who's a visitor, 7-3, but their Seminole defense has been hanging tough with one of the state's most formidable offenses, holding them to just a single score here in the first half. And Duke, the way that they've been playing so far, just in this first half of football, has just been absolutely stellar.
Yep, absolutely. Like you talked about it, offensive line getting after it. You talk about the strength of Gadsden County in the trenches. They're holding their own, and you like what the quarterbacks are doing, hacking threats, finding some creases, getting some big gains, taking care of business. A couple missed opportunities, but the defense has been playing strong as well.
So there is what looks to be a swing pass, but the Seminole defense once again stepping up big on the stop.
Pass is complete on the far sideline. Stop by a group of Florida High tacklers. No gain.
So that's going to be no gain for the Jags.
Flag on the play.
But there is a flag on the play.
Back it up about 10 yards. Looking for it down. The holding penalty, 10 yards back.
So the holding penalty will march the Jags back 10 yards, but it's still first down. And there is Battles on the handoff, dancing around, looking for a crease, and he is met by another host of Seminoles and driven back. And Jude, Florida High defense is playing on another planet right now.
Go get him. Maurice Adams Jr., the big 6'2 senior, taking care of business. He's leading some charge, and then he hangs around enough to get Nias Dorsey, his fellow senior defensive tackle, in on the mix, driving Battles back. Like you said, downhill defense from Seminoles. This is really fun to watch here, especially for the Seminole faithful.
That's going to be a gain of about 9, but still well short of the first down marker.
That's a big receiver for Gadsden County, number 9, Juju Bleachington. Of course, getting a lot of looks. Got a couple offers from Memphis and some other schools, but as far as the stats being played out, I think everybody is naturally drawn to his tall frame, the 6'2 man. He doesn't get a lot of looks here.
Pass is complete on the far sideline.
Bleachington once again.
Short first down, couple yards short. The ball's going to be spotted at around the 30-yard line, the 29-yard line.
So coming into the matchup here, at least according to Max Preps, only 2 receptions on the season. So, of course, he's got back-to-back reception here, so he just doubled his season high, or season tally, pending that's accurate. 4th down rush coming for Gadsden here. Tried to surge forward. It looks to be Tristan Davis on the rush, number 4 this time. Attempted 4th down conversion. And it looks like they'll have enough to move the chains.
They get that first down. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. The ball is at the Jaguars 31-yard line.
Seminole defense looking for another big stop. Another handoff to Battles as he grinds out what looks to be about 4 or 5 yards.
Ball carrier number 3, Kamari Battles.
Just going right down Main Street, right off tackle there behind big C3 Dennis. Corian coming in here. 13 pancakes.
Pressure coming on the edge, looking to go deep. Got a man open, pass is complete. looks to be about a 55-yard gain.
Yeah, big time hook up there. Was that Christian Barrett, number 7, over on that far side?
That's what it looks like.
I believe it was Barrett. Of course, marked as an athlete. So anytime you see the ATH next to those guys' names, Mark, you know they're dangerous. Of course, coming into the season, I think second or third leading receiver.
Another handoff to Battles, and that's going to be about a 7-yard pickup. And this is what Gadsden County does best. They find a way to keep chipping away until they come up with a big play. And the Seminoles are now trying to keep Gadsden County out of the end zone as the Jags are squarely in the red zone, ball resting on the Florida High 19-yard line. Quarterback's going to hand it off again to the running back. And, man, falls over a defender.
That was Tristan Davis that time.
Tristan Davis ran with authority. First and 10 to Gadsden County. Another handoff to Tristan Davis, and he's going to grind out some yards. Looks like a 4-yard gain.
Looks like Christian Henry, number 51, on the bottom of that pile there for Florida High.
Into the third quarter, Gadsden County knocking on the door. There's a quick slant pass over the middle, and that's good enough for 6. Touchdown, Jaguars.
That was number 6, Kelvin Crawford, the 6'3" senior on the reception on that one. Of course, he plays just about everything here for Gadsden County. Outside linebacker, tight end, wide receiver, defensive end. Been told he's got 18 offers here to play college ball. And with that versatility, you can see why.
Yep, it's up on its way, and it is no good. 6:25 left in the third. Seminoles trail the Jags by 10. Your score 13-3. And Jude, how big was that pass? 55-yard pass. And this is kind of where Florida High really going to have to buckle down because you can't give up big plays to a team like this.
And that's what is kind of a misconception about Gadsden County is, Mark. A lot of people think they run so much because they can't pass. But Coach Ellington just loves running the ball and inflicting his will. He's in it for the long game. He wants to wear down these opponents. And then he's got Doherty to throw it over the top. 2 passing touchdowns here tonight.
So kickoff is going to be picked up at the 5-yard line. And the return is going to be dropped. What looks like the 11-yard line, and that's where the Seminole offense will go to work.
Turn there by Tegan Hackett. And that's what I like about Coach Hickman. This is one of the most dangerous special teams units here in the Big Bend is because they're playing the ballers on special teams. Josiah Broxton, your big middle linebacker, Tegan Hackett, your running back. And then, of course, the freshman Artavian Brown making up a big special teams unit, but Gadsden able to step up there and take down that attack before it got rolling on the kick return.
Seminole offense has not been able to cross midfield really since the first quarter. And there's a nice run. Looks to be about a 6-yard gain.
That was Hackett once again, just behind the left side of that offensive line.
Hackett again on the carry. He's going to pick up another 2. And this is where Gadsden County just kind of turns into a bend but don't break, similar to what Florida High was trying to do. It's just trying to not give up a big play.
4th down and 1.
Oh. Third and 1. And I don't know if he got that. Looks close.
Yeah, from our standpoint, it doesn't look like he got anything, but based on the spot of the ball, it looks like he got enough to do it. That's where sometimes the old eyes can be deceiving, Mark.
That is enough to move the chains. It's going to be first down for Florida High.
Yeah, that time did a good job churning on the right side of that formation there for Florida High. Following the big boys, Chris, Jose Adeguian, and then also Makai Deem on the right side of that line. Follow the big boys. Usually a good result there in that short yard situation. So big for Florida High, Mark, to keep the drive going here on that response. You can't let things snowball here for Gadsden County. You saw them pick up the big touchdown. Now you have to issue a response. You have to stay within striking distance here as we get into kind of the meat of this second half. Already halfway through this third quarter, Mark.
Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of what I'm looking for is to eat up some of this clock and just kind of chip away at a couple of big plays here and there. But when you look at Florida High, they're going to have to mix it up here a little bit on offense. They've been keeping it on the ground as of late, but I would expect to see a few passing plays coming into the mix here to try and pick up some yardage. Again, Seminoles have not been across midfield. I believe in the past 3 or 4, probably about 4 or 5 series.
So you got the athletic Josiah McGrew out of there on the outside, number 11. And then in the slot on the left-hand side, you got number 4, Gabe Miley. And then all by his lonesome over here near side is Keenan June. Those are going to be your big strikers here in the passing game.
So there's some misdirection here. Running back is going to pick up about a gain of 3 or 4 there. Swing pass, looking for the bubble screen, and the blocking was not there. As that play went nowhere.
Yeah, looking for Keenan June. He was the ISO receiver over here on this left-hand side. Mark, defense all on top of it. Nowhere to go for Gadsden County. Samontre Paramore read that the whole way.
Absolutely. Seminoles going to lose a yard on that one. This is going to be a big 3rd and 7 here. Quarterback drops back, looking for someone down the edge. Going to heave it. And intended receiver Brown, but was well covered. And that's going to bring up 4th down. And this is what Coach Hickman did not want to end up in another punting situation.
That was Christian Barrett in coverage all over June. Nowhere really for him to go there. Tight little blanket coverage. And once again, all ball's going to come on. Try to give it a blast.
Beautiful punt. Yes,
Ooh.
Great punt by Cole. Takes it all the way down to the 16-yard line.
Fortunately, he jumped on it right at the last Panama City, Niceville leads Mosley by 1, 14-13.
Oh.
And that was one we had our eye on.
You see that Gabi score, Mark? I know this is a big district contest. Last time I checked, it was 14-0 Godby at the half. Oh, it looks like it's right now 27-7. Cougars all over things, trying to clinch up the district in Crawfordville.
And Gabi has really turned it on as of late. That's a handoff. It's Battles is going to pick up a couple yards. Clock just inside of 4 minutes. Here left in the third quarter. That's going to be a pass out to the side. It's going to be complete. Oh, out of the hands of number 1, Jeremiah Jones Thomas. Had a half a step on his man, but did not bring it in.
And you got to credit the defense there too, Mark. Montel Adams putting in some good work there to make sure that wasn't an easy catch there for Jones Thomas, who's been pretty destructive offensively for Gadsden County. 2-3 big receptions, but shout out there to the sophomore defensive back forcing the issue, and now get a third down and long here for Florida High.
Coach Ellington tried to go for the home run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6. And they're trying to get the Jaguars off the field.
Bringing 5.
That pass is complete out to the edge, and he's got running room. And there is another huge gain of about 28. Landon Jordan not doing anything too much.
Number 8, Dylan Green on that reception. And Landon Garley takes it to the 48-yard line. The Jaguars will be a first and 10.
The Jaguars are now out to near midfield, ball resting on their own 48-yard line. Jordan takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to the running back. And that looks like another 7-yard gain. I believe that was Tristan Davis.
A good drop by Noah Deem there. Outside linebacker to limit the damage, 6'1" senior. But still, second down and only about 4. Gadsden County starting to pick up some bigger chunks here. This is the kind of juncture you see down the stretch third quarter and in the fourth. You know, powerful offensive line. This is where they really start to leverage and get some big gains here for their offense. Let's see how Florida High responds.
In a big way, as the Seminole defense steps up big to push them back. Looks like he was stuffed at the line.
Yeah, Broxton was at the bottom of that pile. Sean Laird also into the mix. A couple seniors doing some damage. Linebackers have been really big here tonight for Florida High.
Another game I had my eye on. Cowboys and Vikings out at Boot Hill. Just getting underway there. They are still scoreless in the first half.
Oh, they're going through with it. They circled back around.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I saw it was kind of similar to a couple teams we saw. Canceled, roundabout, rescheduled, looking for another opponent, but it looks like we kind of circled back around. They got it going on. Fourth down here. Massive opportunity here. It's a soft 2, maybe. Strong 1 to go. Gadsden County going with the power package here, Mark. Bringing in Austin Powell as an H-back here on that left side.
Mary Battles showing you why he is the leading rusher in the area. 24-yard pickup
and goal for the 10.
Seminole defense has now been on the field for the better part of the second half.
A lot of linemen in there, Mark.
There's another false start, the fourth one tonight against the Jaguars. And Seminole's looking for answers here on defense.
Yeah, they had him in the fourth down and short situation, able to convert, punch through. And that's the thing. When you load up that front seven in the box sometimes, Mark, it leaves you vulnerable. If they're able to push through that first wave, there's nobody on the back end till you get to the secondary. Luckily, Gabe Miley was there to kind of stand it up and keep him out of the end zone. But you start to see the Gadsden County ferocity of that line really come into play here down the stretch.
Coach Ellington not in a hurry here as the clock is winding down, getting close to the end of the third quarter. They're going to get one more play off. The pass to the outside. He's all alone. That's number 6. And he's going to cross into pay dirt. That is another Jaguars touchdown. That was Kelvin Crawford. He's all alone there in the flats.
Yeah, Crawford's having himself a half, Mark, a second touchdown here that we've seen today. And you talked about the offensive line, you talked about the run game sliding in there, but Donovan's got 3 passing touchdowns, or excuse me, Doherty has 3 passing touchdowns here today.
So we got a flag on the play.
So they have yet to officially put up the score as we're trying to check this out, see what that flag's all about.
An extra point pending with 29 seconds left until, 29 seconds left remaining in the third quarter. Gadsden County has just stretched their lead by 16.
This is big, Mark, because they're 1 for 2 on extra points. If they get this one, it turns into a 3-score game.
Rough snap, and hold is going to be hit and dropped. And extra point attempt is no good. Yeah, Drew, we're talking about what the Seminole offense has been able to do here. Hasn't been much as Gadsden County defense really holding strong here through 3 quarters. Seminole's offense is really looking for answers, especially after they started so well here in the first quarter. Haven't been able to drum up anything here as we are now entering into just a few seconds away from going into the fourth quarter. And really looking at what Coach Hickman and his offensive unit has been able to do. They've been a few chunks of yards here and there, but for the most part, they haven't been able to sustain drives, especially getting across the midfield. It's been kind of their Achilles heel all night.
Yeah, especially in the third quarter here in the second half with 29.4 to go here. As you can see, Gadsden really closed the vault here on defense for this third quarter. But Florida High still with the missed conversion, still only a 2-possession game, Mark.
Yeah, you never know. A lot of times, a turnover is the thing that sparks the momentum shift.
Yeah.
So Florida High is definitely going to be looking for a heavy dose of mixing it up here on offense, see if they can kind of spark some energy into sustaining a drive.
And then also,
that was against Gadsden County, the assessed of the kickoff, and the Jags without kicking off from their own 25.
Yeah, Broxton and Hackett are very explosive on the kick return, too. Here's an opportunity for them to get it going as Hackett's going to catch it out of the sky.
For Brocky on the outside. He's going to Stokes tackle. Let's see what the Seminoles can do here. It's really some of their best field position here in the second half.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Fantastic field position going. Let's see what Cowie and the gang can get rolling here on offense. Haven't seen him sling it much, Mark, here lately. We saw him let loose a couple times in that first half.
Seminoles will take over on their own 45. There is a handoff as the Noles are trying to gain some ground here. That looks good. Sharp pickup as the Seminoles cross midfield. That might do it. Florida High's going to try and get another one off with 10 seconds remaining. Quarterback's going to roll out looking for a man on the edge, and that one's going to fall incomplete. Cowley complete the pass, but that will do it for the third quarter as we head into the final period.
So short walk to the other side of the field there, Mark. That's about as short as it'll get.
Turn around and face more.
There you go. What do you think about this little look that Florida High is going? So whether it's kind of more of a deceptive look that they've got going on, or maybe to kind of keep in more packs protection. So they've got their two backs coming into the backfield. They've got the bruiser, Eugene Ware, and then they've also got Tackett there. Sidecars here at Cowie.
I really like the misdirection. I think they caught Gadsden County off guard a couple of times in the first half, and I think it just really has to do with can those guys get from the first level to the second one. So Godby now up 27-7. Man, Cougars have come on strong this season. Looking at how the district races are pairing up, this is still a very big game for Florida. For Florida High, this is one where if you can find a way to get a couple of scores here and make this a game again, this could be one where you could be able to steal scores coming down the stretch here. But I got to think that Coach Hickman's going to throw a wrinkle into the playbook.
And this is, I love this kind of situation, Mark. You have it at midfield. This is obviously 4-down territory. Man, I'd love to see him take a little shot here. If Gadsden County is trying to play the first down game here, because they're at about 5.
Trip receivers to the bottom of your screen. Cowie's going to take the snap, dropping back. He's under pressure, and he's going to be getting dropped for a loss of about 8. And you know, the 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, just really has explained the Seminoles' night tonight. That will bring up 4th down. Credit to Gadsden County, they really brought their 2 best defenders there off the edge.
Yeah.
The Seminoles' offensive line could not handle the pressure, and that brings up another punting situation.
Yeah, Paramore and Crawford in on the bring down there.
Florida High special teams has been absolutely playing great this season. They've been able to flip the field several different occasions, and it's gone to their benefit. But when you give up big plays, it's really going against the Noles tonight. As Gadsden County is really for the benefit of maybe 2 or 3 plays that have come up quite a bit of field position. This game might be a lot closer than what we're seeing.
Yeah, I really like Allball from a leg perspective, Mark. He's got an absolute boot.
Averaging about 45 yards.
Over 45. There you go.
And the hang time is there, too. Getting about 5 seconds or better in the air.
Feels like it.
This is a nice, crisp fall evening here in mid-October here in the Tallahassee area. This is football weather. We've got a great game here at Mike Hickman Stadium. Florida High trailing, visiting Gadsden County Jaguars.
There's
19-3. The start of the fourth quarter.
So it was a penalty on Gadsden County on that fourth down, and so the offense is back out on the field for Florida High. What a huge change in bailout.
That will be the look that Coach Hickman will definitely try to take advantage of as the Seminoles now have 1st and 10. Cowie's going to take it on the right side and picks up a huge chunk of yardage. That's going to be about a 17 or 18-yard gain as he gets it going out of bounds. As he caught Gadsden County defense off guard. Florida High is in business where one of the best field positions of the night, as they are now squarely in the Gadsden County red zone. The ball resting on the 23-yard line of the Jaguars. The Seminoles looking to capitalize and get some points out of this one with 10 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ballgame.
Yeah, it was a great pull on that previous play by Cowie. Rips off about 20, probably about the 3rd biggest play of the night here for the Seminoles, but they've been setting that up all night. No indication all game that Cowie is going to keep it on any of these read options, and he finally does. Monster pickup here, so an opportunity in striking distance.
There's another handoff. Blocking looks good, but running back's going to be kind of flipped up after a couple of yards. About a 2-3-yard gain there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Noles.
Yeah, rolling over on the left side of that line. Behind one of the big boys, San Weem.
So I got to be thinking another misdirection coming up here as all the receivers come in stacked to the top of the screen. Now he drops back looking for anybody. He's got somebody on the edge, and that's going to be good enough for a cut. And Seminole touchdown. Yes. Florida High finds a spark.
And McGrew just walked on in there. Josiah McGrew.
The offense is still on the field. I think now, did he step out or was that a?
No, he's in. He was clean in. This is the 2-point conversion.
Extra point try now for the Seminoles as they're going to look for 2 on this one. The pitch, trying to get to the edge, and the running back does. How about that for a change of in the fourth quarter? Seminoles with 4 touchdown. To time this one up. Noles 11, Gadsden County 19, 9:44 remaining. And man, the misdirection, I kind of felt like Coach Hickman was going to reach into his bag of tricks and pull out something. And the Noles found a way to get into the end zone. How crucial was that?
Yeah, absolutely monster kind of play call. You had the read option there, keeper from Cowie, and then you set up another play action play. You have McGrew leak out of the back wide open. Completely full Gadsden County on both of those big plays, monster gains, and then you have a greatly blocked rush out to the side. You go back to that extra point. Now we're at a 1-possession game with a successful conversion, and we've still got almost 10 minutes to play here. Florida High is rolling, but they do seem to get a little more creative, Mark. It's almost like Coach Wheeler on the offense has been tapping Hickman on the shoulder. Coach, let me go. And he's like, all right, gives him the green light. Now Wheeler's going deep into the bag, and you have a really fun drive to get a touchdown for Florida High that they absolutely needed. First touchdown drive of the game.
Jaguars are headed off the field, and the air penalty gave Florida High some life, and that seemed to be the difference maker. So Florida High definitely not looking to give horse in the mouth. As the Seminoles trail by 7. And there is a booming kickoff, and that will result in a touchback. So you got to think about how Gadsden County is a lot of when you're in control of the ball game early. You don't think about some of the errant penalties with the false starts and everything. You got to wonder now if those are going to come back to bite them. With Florida High being as opportunistic as they are, this could turn into a tie ball game if the Jags don't stay disciplined. Coach Hickman definitely not afraid to reach into the playbook, run a little misdirection, but now this looks like those defense is going to have to stand tall here if they want to have another opportunity. So he's going to hand it off, and the running back goes nowhere. Some of those defense, some of those bigs, and I think that was Christian Davis who dropped before he could get his feet on the head.
And big outside linebacker Nick Rosen on the scene. Help clean things up.
Going to bring up 2nd and 10. Gadsden County.
And that's the thing, we still got some time, Mark. We still got 9 minutes and change, so Florida High doesn't necessarily have to take a lot of risks, as it could be different if it was like a 4 minutes to go in a one-possession game. So, this is kind of typical. Play your defense, take care of business, ride the wave of emotion that your offense set you up for.
Jordan bubbles the snap, and he's going to be in the blocker. Here the snap Seminole defense is all over that one.
Both of them. Meet you at the quarterback, Mark. Maurice Adams Jr., Noah Deem, the defensive line coming up big. Complimentary football. Your offense gets you juiced up, and the defense out here cashing the checks. Now a 3rd down. Can you get off the field and give it back to your junior quarterback in what is all of a sudden an explosive offense?
Just like that, the momentum has shifted in favor of the goal as they are down here in a big 3rd down and long. Timeout call as the Jags will take a pause to think it over. And Juke, we talk about things like this, how just a couple of plays can kind of transform a game very quickly.
Yeah.
Here now in the 4th quarter, as we get down to almost 8 minutes, Florida High defense is now got the ears pinned back. They smell blood in the water. And, for Gadsden County, this is one where I got to be thinking, like, man, they might try to take another shot. This has been working for them.
Yeah.
Seminole secondary definitely going to have to be on their toes for what's coming up.
Absolutely. And this is what you want here. This is kind of the raw emotions of high school football, of the translation. Florida High looks stale. They got the bailout with the penalty, offense cashing in. Now the defense is juiced up. It's almost like they found some second life here, Mark. And they're on the brink, 3rd down and 15. They have Gadsden right where they want them right now.
Jordan getting a shot for that. Facing 3rd and about 15. Another bobble snap, but he still has a man over the middle. And that's going to be a huge pickup. And that looks like it might go the distance as number 1, Jeremiah Jones-Thomas takes it the width of the field. And just like that, Jaguars answered the call. As that one goes for what looks to be about 85 yards, the slant. And Doherty did not feel the snap cleanly, but he composed himself and found a cheeky Jones-Thomas heading across the field. Made a great move at the end, and the Jaguars strike back in a hurry.
And that's the gamble, Mark. You bring 5, you only have 6 on the back end in a 3rd down and 15 situation. Gadsden County pierces them, and there's nobody on the back end to clean up the mess. Jones-Thomas in the end zone again, this time 2-point conversion. Finish the job.
Conversion is good, and now a bit of hope that the Seminoles had to be able to climb back in this game just took a crushing blow with 7 minutes and 58 seconds remaining. Gadsden County now out to a commanding 27-11 lead. And Seminoles defense that had played so well in the first half now really getting pushed around in the secondary, and that's just not what you want to have here in a crucial district matchup.
So that's the thing with the big play. Basically, all we did is just take a bunch of time off the clock, Mark. So, of course, we lost about 6 minutes for the Florida High faithful, and now we're back to that 16-point margin. So now you issued a punch, you got smacked in the face again. Do you have 2 more and a couple stops to try to create some magic here? Now time becomes a factor. 8 minutes to go, and it's a 2-score game.
So Florida High definitely, you look at the roster, there's a lot of youth here. That's definitely trying to grow up very quickly, but this is why Gadsden County is touted as the second-ranked team in the state right now. They've got the weapons to be able to strike from anywhere on the field, and the Seminole defense definitely has seen their fair share tonight, but those offense still has some time left with 8 minutes to play. It's plenty of football, but you're definitely going to have to mix things up here down the stretch.
Any chance you think about going onside here if you're Ellington, Mark?
I'm one of those guys where if it's me, I'm definitely giving it a shot. But this is one where, you can catch some guys sleeping here and then you can close out the game very easily. So we'll see what happens.
Obviously, football is a totally different thing, but I know Planillo Alonso is a fantastic soccer player. Yeah. And so he's been in a couple of high-profile games here for area teams. I know he's got some touch. Obviously, it's a little different with the football, though. They're kicking it along.
That one's going to be fielded at the FSU 3. Trying to make some shifty movement. He's got some daylight. It's finally dragged down at the 44-yard line. A great return. Another block, and that might have spun him free.
Fantastic kick return there. That was Tegan Hackett. Of course, we talked about the explosive special teams here. I think him and Broxton have a combined 4 kick return touchdowns here on the season. I know Broxton has 3, and I know there's somebody else that has it. I believe it's Hackett with the 4th, but they are very dangerous, Florida High. Great field position.
So Hackett. It's a handoff. It's running out about 6 yards.
Jaguar territory, the Jaguar 49-yard line. Pick up about 6 yards. 2nd down and 4.
They've been getting some good rushing avenues on 1st down.
The swing pass is complete. Number 11 looking for some yards, and he might eke out a couple. That was Josiah McGrew.
Yeah, that was a tough ball. Good on McGrew to go back against his momentum, reestablish himself, turn around, get upfield, and he almost was able to flip that one around, Mark. So a little bit of a manageable 3rd down here as it was before.
Jaden Threats.
Jaden Threats on the carry.
So they pick up a half a yard there as the Nobles now bring a 4th and 2.
Yeah, no question. You're in the zone now. You got to go for it. So they're pressing onward here. 4th down conversion attempt on the way here for Seminoles.
He's going to hand it off, looking for some running room. Ooh, that's
looks like they're going to give it to him. Forward progress on the other side of the 45.
Had a full head of steam, and it looks like that was just enough.
Woo.
It looks like they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, it doesn't look very close.
That's going to be enough to move the chains, but we had a timeout with 6 minutes and 31 seconds to play. We got any more scores from around here?
Woo, yeah, we do. That was a gutsy one, Mark. We're talking about outside run on 4th and short against this defense. That was wild. But, yeah, let's go around the bend. And this is per score stream, so take it as you will. Niceville Mosley, so that 14-3 scoreline in favor of the Eagles out west. That, of course, is in the Lincoln Trojan Charles Timberwolf region. Of course, you know this score. Arnold up 14-3 on Fort Walton Beach. Walton up 7-2 on Pensacola Catholic. South Walton all over Freeport, 35-0. Holmes County all over Vernon, 30-0. Lincoln trying to lock up the district. Their fourth quarter right now. Lead Childs 26-3. Scrolling down, Cottondale all over Liberty County. Chiefland in a close one against Taylor County. You talk about this district. Taylor County trailing undefeated Chiefland 10-6. That's a fun game. Franklin and Weewa, Seahawks lead by 1. NFC all over DRS 45-14. Hamilton County up 24-12 over Hilliard. Suwannee trying to pull an upset special up 14-13 on Baker County. That, of course, is the other half of that Godby-Wakulla district.
Guy was going to roll out looking for somebody on the outside, going to take the shot.
Oh, did he get that?
Play.
Did he get that?
Yes, he did.
Oh!
That was a fantastic interception. Can't blame County. He had a man open. And just a great defensive play.
I didn't see the number. I thought there was a 2 involved, and so that makes me think on the back end that it was Stokes. Stokes or maybe Paramore. But that was that's a one-handed. That was one of the nastiest catches, Mark, that I've seen in years.
Effort to take that away as, man, if that was complete, it definitely was going for 6.
My goodness.
Nothing against Cannon County. He definitely made the right call on that one. Defender just a little bit quicker as he jumped in front of it. And it looks like we have got an injured player on the field. He's just taking a knee.
Have some kind of stoppage. It's right around the time about the water break, but I don't see any referee signal for that.
Man, that's just been par for the course for the Noles tonight. Every time there has been a great opportunity, here come the Jaguars to snatch it away. And you know, you got to wonder. Sometimes you got to take your shots. So definitely was the right call. Just did not go the Seminoles' way as Gadsden County with a big running play that looks like it's going to go the distance. And Jaguars trying to put this one on ice. As Tristan Davis takes it the distance, that looks like that one's going to go for what? That was like 83 yards?
Yeah, that was a long one right down Main Street, and the gasket blew there. You saw the swing of motion. I mean, essentially, that interception was what now resulted in basically a 14 to 16 point swing. Mark, you take 6+ off the board for the Seminoles, and now on the other side, 6+ for Gadsden.
After being away from the friendly conference, like in the stadium, and coming home and getting the true home game, the Jaguars come in and play spoiler. Gadsden County now out to a commanding 33-11 lead. Big plays really booming the Seminoles here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct here after the celebration of the touchdown. So they should mark this off on the 2-point try since it looks like they're going for 2. Because that was a recent, I believe that was a recent rule change, Mark. I thought it was to be marked off of the conversion attempt as opposed to the kickoff. Stoppage here for Gadsden.
So with 6 minutes left to play in this one, Gadsden County trying to run away with it after another monster running play. Tristan Davis, Marion Battles Jeremiah Jones-Thomas being the three-headed monster that is just keeping the Seminole defense on the field for way longer than they would have liked to have been tonight.
Yeah. That's the thing. You can only do it for so long, Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your attention. If you're driving a black Acura, FSU alumni tag of UI57B, again, UI57B, please remove your vehicle from where it's parked. Also, a Hyundai Elantra, tag number AL6 4WP. Please move your car to blocking the area.
Two-point conversion is good. And the Jaguars now out 30, up in front.
With 6:01 to go in the game.
Big, 35-11. 6 minutes remaining in the ball game.
And that's tough, Mark. You had it back to a one-score game, and then all of a sudden you have two 85-plus yard touchdowns go against you. And so now what was just a couple moments ago, 19-11, an absolute dogfight, now is pretty significantly a favorable Gadsden County outcome right now.
And we knew that Gadsden County's defense was definitely going to be coming to play, but you know the Jaguars' offense really has been the start tonight as the Seminoles definitely had their chances. They just call it missed opportunities or bad luck, but they have not been able to get anything going tonight.
And also, I think you just got to give credit for the Gadsden County defense. They're just playing good ball, and they're making it really tough on the Seminoles. And sometimes you just run into a little bit of a buzzsaw. You get cut up a little bit, Mark. But, I mean, big picture, coming into this one, I think with the spread, and you think of the district as a whole here, Florida High, Taylor County, Gadsden, only one of these teams can win the district. But you feel good based on the points that all three of these teams, I think, are going to get into the playoffs based on the point system. Coming into the day, they were sitting at 1, 4, and 6 in the region, and there's a big drop-off between Florida High in that 9th position. So unless the bottom really falls out in the season, I think Florida High, big picture, will still be okay, so they can use this as kind of a building block for their season.
Kick return going to be brought out to the nose 38-yard line. And yeah, Juke, absolutely. This district is probably one of the toughest in the state. Just the three teams doing what they've been able to do in the tournament. I don't think anybody saw Taylor County coming this season.
Look at him. That's the thing, Mark. Coming in, I think it was 15-3 combined record for those three teams, and there's no weak links. It's not like you have two really good teams and then one kind of okay or one kind of team that's kind of bringing up the bottom. This is a pound-for-pound, top-to-bottom, I would say, toughest district in the state as far as value of all three teams, what they bring into the mix competitively. And the ranks kind of play that out. You look at it, the top two are in the top 40, and then, of course, you got Florida High here a little bit on the outside. The metrics don't like Florida High, but play better than what they're being given credit for with the old point system, Mark, for whatever that matters.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the metrics are up to because the remaining Seminole schedule reads like this. It goes Madison County, Taylor County, and then Mosley. So I'm not sure what they're looking for here, but that has to be among the toughest schedules in the state, as it will not get any easier for the Noles going down the stretch. But plenty of opportunities still left for this football team to be able to turn things around, even though it looks like the Noles might end up on the losing end of this one. Cowie's going to swing it out, and Jaguars defense really showing off the speed as they track down Tegan Hackett.
How about Hackett, though? That's a tough catch for a running back. Hackett throws.
Pulled it in with one hand.
He did. Hackett throws the right hand out there, scoops that in. That's a very tough catch. Really well done. Obviously, short gain, not going to get a lot of love in the highlight reel, but that was impressive.
Pass is incomplete. Third down and 11.
Looking for a receiver over there on the far side. I believe it was Keenan June, the junior wideout. Third and about 11 to go here for the Noles. Of course, 3-score game sitting here at 24, 5:27, as you can see, to go in the final frame.
Cowley from the shotgun, and he and his receiver not on the same page. It's an intended pass for number 11 just out of the group falls incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage by Christian Barrett there.
Pass is incomplete. It's going to be a fourth down and 11.
So 4th and 11 coming up here for Florida High. Cowley drops back, looking for a receiver on the edge, and nothing doing.
So turnover on downs to Gadsden County.
Turn it over again on downs. And there is still a lot of clock left for Coach Ellington and the Jags, as this one's starting to slip away from the Seminoles.
Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of two sides of the coin, right? If you have an opportunity, the passing game is effective, you can save time and get back into it. But if you do get those incompletes, the clock is stopping a lot. And so 4 quick ones, and then you took maybe about a minute off the clock here. So Gadsden County still with about half the quarter to work with this 3-possession game. They can bring that power set once again, only going 2 wideouts.
So
Seminoles do a good job jamming it up there. Isaiah Farmer, Noah Deeman on the mix. So a good little stand there for a short gain on 1st down. A couple substitutions coming in here for the Noles on defense. Andrew Sprague and Jordan Hagler, the junior middle linebacker. Of course, a familiar last name to those longtime Florida High fans. Little pistol look coming here for Gadsden. Jaron Peterson.
Stuff will run not before looks to be about a 6-yard pickup. 4, 6. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Clock continues to run as we now get down to 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the ball game. And shifty running by the Jags.
Ball carrier gets
It's
a
going
first down.
to pick up a 1st down
Over the Florida
for
High
Gadsden County.
26-yard line. 1st and 10. Jaguars.
That was Peterson once again. The seniors come in on this drive here for Gadsden County. 3rd running back we've seen out here for the Jags.
Ball carrier takes it inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line. Bring up a 2nd down. 2nd down and 5.
they're the stars of the show right there. That Gadsden County offensive line, Jamari Clark, some of the big boys in there, Ricky Patterson, Kevin Mills, been putting in work.
Jags offensive line, a lot of credit for what they were able to do tonight. And there is another crease, and that's going to be another walk-in score for the Jags as this one is now out of reach.
Gadsden County touchdown, with 2:20 to go in the game. Gadsden County 41, Florida High 11.
Now the Jags now running away with this one squarely, 41-11, extra point pending. And it's hard to think that just at the beginning of the quarter, the Noles were within striking distance, and now this one is going to end up in the L column for the Noles, and not what they wanted here tonight, but the momentum shift was just wild here, going from the end of the third quarter to about up until about maybe 10 or 11 minutes into the fourth. This kick is up, and it is good. Jags now walking away with this one, 42-11 lead. This one is showed a lot of promise here. Midway late in the third, as Florida High looked like they were putting together something, and Gadsden County shutting the door emphatically. So, pink night here at Mike Hickman Stadium, trying to bring awareness to breast cancer. Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in the month of October. So shout out to all of those who will be participating in March of Dimes and various walkathons around the area in support of breast cancer. Yeah, on what would have been a otherwise good night here at Mike Hickman Stadium. Really liking the new configuration here. Loving the chair back seats.
Looks like they've been taking notes, Mark. It's got the feel of a big South Georgia program or a small college right here.
So utility picked up at 14. He's still on the feet trying to turn the corner. And another great return. Florida High has really had shown a lot of positivity. Josiah McGrew. It's going to pick up about 25 yards on the return. You just got to wonder if the Seminoles really just couldn't take advantage of enough of the opportunities. As they have had quite a few big plays, just none of those have resulted in the change on the scoreboard, but Noles have showed plenty of flashes here tonight, and they've had their opportunities. But this the Jaguars playmakers have just been absolutely frustrating to the Noles opportunities tonight, getting it done defensively and offensively. Going back to that interception over there that really shut the door on that what would have been a great response.
Good learning experience for a lot of these new players, though, getting some more experience in here as we see the backup quarterback, Jamie Miller, the freshman going to come in. But even for the other personnel as a whole, the last couple of years, a lot of changeover here at Florida High. And this is a building block that they're going to use. They know they're in a tough district. They know they schedule hard, and they're not going to shy away from that. So this will suit them well down the stretch. This is an upper-level Final Four type team, it seems, here for Gadsden. So Florida High with playoff aspirations here in the short term, Mark, that's going to help the cause. And then also, kind of rolling this into next year. You got a lot of young stars on this Seminole team that you could be excited about if you're a Seminoles fan. You can't win every single Friday.
Yeah, going back to media day, Coach Hickman knew he was going to have a little bit of a younger team, but still talented, and the program still definitely elite as far as I'm concerned. It's just sometimes you run into a team that just has a little bit more moxie coming into the game than you do. Seminoles definitely going to set their sights on a showdown with Madison County. And the Dolphins still trailing nicely.
Number 35.
By one.
Right around the 48-yard line for Seminoles.
Knocking on the doors. They have the ball on the 4-yard line, so we'll see how that one goes. So Dolphins trying to take the lead out in Panama City, but this one here in Tallahassee looks to be all but wrapped up.
On Gadsden County.
Dolphins in for the score. Reclaim the lead, and now Mosley on top 20-14 against Niceville. As we wind down the clock here at Mike Hickman Stadium, Seminoles trailing the Jaguars of Gadsden County 42-11. And man, this one got out of hand in a hurry. The past 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, really telling here tonight.
I like the rollout. Accurate throw, put it right on his receiver, did Jamie Miller. Freshman quarterback with a little flex there, coming from under center. I like it.
Hands it off to number 35, and he's got some running room there. Turning the corner, trying to stay on his feet, and that's going to be a nice pickup. That's going to be about a 30-yard gain. Mike Jones.
Who?
Laundry on the field is going to bring it back.
That's tough.
Hate to see that.
That was a good one by Mike Jones.
So clock now starting to run. The ball's on the ground. Quarterback's just going to fall on it. I think the Noles might be able to get one more play off, but it looks like that will do it. Your final score here at Mike Hickman Stadium looks like it's going to be 42-11 in favor of the visitors. Gadsden County comes in, and we had a ball game for a minute late in the third quarter, but Gadsden County turned on the juice here in the past 8 minutes of the fourth quarter and ran away with this one, adding 4 unanswered scores.
Another good rush there by Mike Jones, as this one will run out as we get ready to hit 000s there for the second unit there for the varsity team.
That will do it. As the Jaguars pick up a big win here on the road against Florida High in a huge district matchup. And we talked about this. We knew that Gadsden County was going to come in with, really just a lot of playmaking ability, and they put it on display tonight. Florida High really held tough in the first 2.5 quarters of play. Really came within, like we said, striking distance of just a single score coming down the stretch. But as we entered into the fourth quarter, Gadsden County just turned it on and walked away with this one. We had 3 scores unanswered, 85 yards plus. And so to say that the big play was the tail of the tape here for the Jaguars is really an understatement.
Yeah.
As they really didn't have to rely on so much of the putting together sustainable drives as much as they were just able to capitalize on one big play after another.
Yeah, towards the back end too. But I think that's all kind of set up, and this is kind of the master plan that Coach Ellington knows he can operate on. Like he's got some big dogs up there. We talk about Austin Powell, Kevin Mills, Jamari Clark. We talk about C3 Dennis up there on the line. So they're in there wearing you down. So they hit you with the run game early, often, again and again and again. So it may not be paid off, right? But Coach Ellington's writing the checks, and then they end up cashing these in the second half because then your defensive line is just gassed down the stretch. And that's why you saw the big blowouts there, 85, 87, and then the big sustained drive for that last one that was able to get it in. It kind of seems like the game plan here for Gadsden. But I also like, it was almost like a challenge that I feel like has been kind of thrown around as the Gadsden can't pass. But Doherty came out slinging here tonight, when it was still close. First three touchdowns are all through there.
Absolutely. And, that's one of the ways that good teams, they find a way to mix it up. And, you're looking at the way the Seminoles play, just coming so close there, being within the score and just not being able to hang on, defensively. I know Coach Hickman just, you have a team that was just on the field, or one of your units on the field for that long.
Yeah.
It just never is going to spell anything good going down the stretch. So the Noles will fall in this one. I believe they will fall to 4-3 on the year as Gadsden County keeps rolling as they pick up their 7th win on the year. And, the schedule doesn't get any easier for the Seminoles if they have a date with Madison County next week.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a big matchup as they will get a chance to get the Cowboys here at home. But for Gadsden County, you're looking at the schedule for the Jags. They really look like they are going to kind of ride. They got a great opportunity to go undefeated on the rest of the year. Looking at their next opponent, it's Taylor County, and that's going to be a huge matchup. But they get the Bulldogs at home, and then before they round out the season with a trip to Crawfordville to take on Wakulla. So there's a lot of football left to be played, but I think we saw two of the best teams in the area take on go head-to-head tonight, and it ended up going the Jaguars' way in a big way.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, Florida High gets no breaks. We got to go pick out a nice dress, get ready. Homecoming next week when Madison County's in town. So that'll be another big matchup, one that's always a fun annual affair between these two teams. You think about perennial contenders for the area. It's Madison County and Florida High are our teams that are most oftentimes in the Final Four, the Elite Eight, whatever you want to call it. And so that'll be a really fun matchup coming up here next week. But, yeah, like you said, Mark, no breaks for the 4-3 Seminoles, but they're still looking good, trending towards the postseason. So don't hit the panic button. You got a solid squad. Your playoff situation is not really at risk at this moment. And better days to come here for Florida High. But this is a learning experience for a team with a lot of new players this year.
Absolutely. Four Quarters Online is proud to bring you Florida High Seminole football here at Mike Hickman Stadium, and we'll be back for the season finale here in week number 11 as the Noles take on Mosley, and that'll be a good game for Florida High. But that will do it here from Mike Hickman Stadium with brand new digs. Looks really nice. We've enjoyed it here tonight. But for my tag team partner, Andrew Juke, Mark Adams, on behalf of Four Quarters Online, we'll catch everybody next week as we will be back out at McClay, I believe, for another, I think that's the Battle for Meridian Road.
Oh, yeah, NFC, got to finish up the districts.
Yep. Marauders looking good. So proud to bring you football here in the Big Bend, Tallahassee area as we keep it rolling here and wrapping up week number 8. So we'll catch everybody next week, and that will do it for Q Football Live.